No, you thought you'll never see the Firesign Theater ever on Midday. Well, you're wrong, because they're on today's show. Four of my favorite guys. Well, actually, two of them I never met before. Proctor and Bergman I'd known before. I've got some of their albums. They're at Town Hall tonight, and they're making a rare TV appearance. Is this a rare appearance?
Anything around you is
rare.
Medium rare.
Also on today's program, we have Eli Wallach and Jackson.
Hi.
Stormfield will be here
in
person. No, you're Eli.
I'm Eli.
You're Eli.
Yeah.
And John Sayles, the producer, director, writer of The Return of the Secaucus 7, plus Mr. Celebrity Service, Earl Blackwell, all combined on one show together with a psychiatrist helping you with depression. Can we do it between now and 12:20? Stay tuned and you'll find out.
Impossible.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Is something wrong? Has someone died in the studio? Or are we just about to? All right, let me introduce you to the Firesign Theater. Here we have, all the way over my right, the Phil Donahue look-alike member of the group. Is Phil Austin. Next to him, Philip Proctor. Remember the time you were on the street?
Oh, yes, with the marijuana-sniffing dogs and Captain Haggerty.
They let you out after that, though, didn't they?
Oh, not yet.
No, well, they should. Here's Peter Bergman. Peter Bergman, member of the Firesign Theater, and David Osman. Welcome to Midday for the first time.
Thank you.
For those who have not, like me, been fans of the Firesign Theater for a long time, someone answer one question seriously, then we can take off. Explain what the Firesign Theater is.
Well,
Thanks.
Okay, good.
Oh, wait, no, it's astrological.
What is
astrological.
The Firesign Theater?
We're not the Fireside Theater.
No.
No, we were. But now we're the Firesign Theater because we changed with the times.
Change your signs?
I'm a Leo. We have an Aries over here whose birthday is coming up, by the way.
Aries. That's good. Very nice.
And we have two Sagittarians in the group,
for you.
the horsey-looking
Both of us.
guys
Left
over
leg,
there.
right leg.
Both Leo risings, too, so...
So that's what the group is. And
No, that's not exactly what
I
the
can
group
handle
is.
that because I just
Take it.
met Ann Jackson and had to explain to her in sort of a quick 2 minutes what
Well,
we
give
were.
our audience the Ann Jackson explanation.
We're a former dog act, Bill.
Good for you.
Yeah, we worked for many years as the Four Pups.
Yes.
And then we worked as the Four Oleo Margarines for a while on the kind of Chitlin circuit.
Yes.
We're the only white men to ever survive that entire experience. In fact, we're the only white men to ever survive this show.
No, there was one other one who got through. Frank Sinatra made it through.
That's right.
But he's a Sagittarius, see, so that...
But he had to retire immediately thereafter.
But he came back,
He came
which
back.
is what you're doing, because you haven't been together for how long?
Well, we've been together for quite a while. We haven't been into New York together since we played Carnegie Hall in 1975.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
Sorry.
Well, I didn't either. I was facing the audience. I mean,
How was it? Did it work?
It was a great event. The place was filled. The curtain came open, and smoke rolled on stage like the last wave.
What kind of smoke?
I don't want to say on
sewer gas, I think, isn't that what
Captain Haggerty wasn't there.
No, but his dog was in the audience wearing that beret and those dark glasses.
Does the dog enjoy it?
And a dog, and a little mask, you know, a little mask.
So
They didn't
you're going to
bite
be at
anybody.
Town Hall tonight. How will what you do tonight be different than what you did at Carnegie Hall a scant 6 years ago?
Oh, it's the same show. We haven't changed the material any, of course.
Haven't grown a bit in 6 years.
No, that's right. We've been together for 15 years, believe
This
it or
is
not.
our 15th anniversary
Does he always
show.
have hair that color?
Yes. No, this is
No,
what, this is
a
why
result of
Firesign
they're
Theater.
why I have the hair like this.
That's
Right, in fact, right after
understandable, too.
Carnegie Hall, it turned gray.
So Town Hall tonight will be all the old material. It won't be one word.
No,
you've
I
never
mislead
mentioned.
One
you.
word,
I
but
mislead you.
you're going to have to listen very carefully to know what
pick
that
out the
one
one?
word, that new word is. It's not an adjective. That's the only clue we can give.
Expiate?
Excuse
that the
me,
word?
I'm sorry. Have you had that kind of surgery?
Earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day.
Actually, we're doing something old, something new, and something borrowed, and something a little blue, just slightly blue.
Oh, do the blue stuff now.
Well, the blue material,
trouble.
the blue material is in our tuxedos. Actually, we wear 4 blue tuxedos. That is, I wear 4 of them, and the rest of the guys come out in their underwear. But that's another play
Because
entirely.
he paid for them.
How many record albums have you guys done?
15.
We're promoting our latest album now, which is called Fighting Clowns. As a matter of fact, we just promoted our latest album now.
You did a good
Fighting
job. You
Clowns.
didn't
Thank
hold
you.
it up, though.
Well, it's because it's on Rhino Records, and we can't get them away from the rhinoceros. You ever tried to
Rhino
get a
Records.
record from a rhinoceros?
I never tried to get anything from Rhinoceros.
But that's those are the distributors.
Can't get down off a rhinoceros, only from a duck,
But
right?
try to get up on one.
Yeah, right. Oh,
They
the
can't get
horns.
off on
The
it.
Get you in the
horns is-
horn of a dilemma.
They
wouldn't
use
wanna
the
be there.
rhinos to put the holes in the middle of the record.
That's
Actually,
true.
you've heard all of that about how exotic and fabulous rhinoceros horn is.
Yes.
Well, that's what they use it for out there in
They
California.
say it's an aphrodisiac. Actually, it's more of an amphetamine device that, you know, because putting all those holes in the records, you're up late at night, you know, and you need something to keep you
Oh,
going.
you certainly do.
Just the threat of the rhino is enough.
Where's Nick Danger?
Nick will be at Town Hall tonight. That's one of the characters,
He's flying in.
What-
He's not flying in. He's driving the plane. He's afraid of flying. But he's got a plane, bought a plane when his radio show was at its height, so he's actually driving it. He's somewhere in Kansas City right now.
It's such an old plane, you know. It's
Yes.
one of those buy-wing planes you bought in the 1940s.
But you feel that he will make it?
Oh, absolutely. He'll be there.
Sure.
And if he
Hear
does,
reports, he's on the freeway, he's coming.
if he doesn't, we all do a semi-good imitation of him.
What
We
about
can
Rocky
go.
Rococo? Where's Rocky Rococo?
Oh, Rocky, he'll be there.
He'll be there.
As long as he's got the negatives, we have to employ him.
Well, how is he coming to town?
By the back
Subway.
way.
By subway.
Yeah, underground.
Walking by subway.
Subway
He's
from
afraid
where?
to ride the subway trains. I think he's taking the 6, the Lex uptown.
How about
He's
Nancy? Nancy coming? I don't mean,
Nancy?
and I don't mean Reagan.
I think Nancy will be there tonight. She's going to be there with her friend, Lieutenant Bradshaw, who's going to be running for DA of Manhattan next year, on the concept that if Jane Byrne can live in the slums, Mayor Koch can live in the Silk Stocking District. The problem with Koch, too middle class, either up or down in this city.
That
There's
makes
no place
good
for the
sense.
middle.
So you did a whole series of things, which I actually made a note, a rare note I made, that you did a year-long chronicle of the 1980 presidential campaign on National Public Radio.
A lot of good it did us.
Yeah.
You didn't get elected.
No,
No,
we tried.
Well,
Nobody
that's
got
good,
elected.
though. We would have been lying there on that, you know, in Washington, D.C. yesterday,
Yes.
surrounded by Secret Service.
Right, recovering.
Probably Bergman would have been arrested.
That's true.
You
or
might get
shot.
arrested anyway.
Oh, I might get arrested. No, and as they say, if you stay with a Firesign long enough, you can't even get arrested.
Well, what kind of
in this town.
political stuff are you going to be talking about tonight at Town Hall?
Well, we're gonna
By the
do-
way, this concert, Town Hall tonight, is sold out. So
Yeah.
Yes.
let's not worry about rushing out to buy
We'll be
tickets
back,
because you
though.
can't get them.
Well, we
I
could,
wouldn't be so certain that you'll be back.
we could privately sell tickets. I mean, we could do something maybe out on the sidewalk.
We
in
could
front
scalp.
at 11
I've already
o'clock.
been
You sell your own house seats and make a few extra bucks.
That's true. I hadn't thought
Well,
of that.
tonight, political material, we're going to do
Political
the 2 drinks, or the, it's Haig and Haig and Haig and Haig. We each take 1 star of the general's career and portray him. Yeah.
Haig and Haig, VSOB.
Very special old boy.
Yeah.
He sure is.
We're going to do our impersonation of General Haig, and he's going to take over the theater. I am in control.
Of the theater.
Yes. The 4. Go ahead.
Well, we're going to be visiting the White House. It's, I don't know whether it's very well known. Rona hasn't said much about this yet because she hasn't discovered Washington, D.C., but when she does, it's going to be very exciting. But the ghosts of all of the ex-presidents, even the living ones, inhabit the
Still
White
haunt the
House.
White
They're
House.
still there walking
And
the
they'll be at
halls.
Town Hall
They'll be at
tonight?
Yes.
They will be there. You'll see at least 4 of the...
Well, you can meet them.
ex-presidents.
There's Franklin,
Sure.
and there's
Lyndon.
Nixon,
there's-
no, I'm there. I have a ghost, even though I'm alive.
yes, and Harry.
You can bet I'll be there.
Yeah, and hell's bells, Lyndon will be there. You can bet on it.
So you figure this is going to be some of the old people from, I don't mean old people in the audience,
Yes, you
but
do.
some
You
of
just
the older...
said it.
Yeah.
I meant old fans, not old people. You may have old people who are new fans.
We do.
You might have new
When we
fans who are
played
old
the
people.
Nausea Communist College, or was that Nassau Community
Nassau
College?
Community College.
A fellow came who was like 60 years old, and he hugged us and said, "New York needs you. Stay. You must stay
And
in
you
New
left
York."
immediately.
But he thought,
immediately.
Good for you.
that was the guy that thought we were the Ramones.
Yes.
The I will be back with Firesign Theater right
Sure,
after this.
promise.
No, I will
Promises.
promise. I'm gonna make good on this promise. We will be right back. You'll see all 5 of them.
I'll
Plenty
be
of
watching.
5 of us.
I'll be watching the monitor to make sure we reappear.
Firesign Theater, Phil Austin, Peter Bergman, David Osmond, and Philip Proctor. That's the last time I'm going to attempt to mention their names. They're going to be at Town Hall tonight. You can't go. It's sold out. These are, I think you were terrific. I mean, I can't believe you've been together that long. I first discovered you in 1970 with the Don't Crush That Dwarf album.
Yes.
I still have it, as a matter of fact.
The same album?
Yeah, I have the
That's
same
why
one.
we're on the road, you see.
Once you
People
buy
have
a
saved
comedy
their
album,
album
you
now.
don't buy that many
11
more of the
years,
same album.
you know.
We have 15 of them. Our latest is called Fighting Clowns, and it's got some very au courant comedy on it. You might like it. You really might.
Maybe I wouldn't, though.
Maybe you wouldn't, you know.
I think I would. I like
Depends
this
whether
stuff.
you've kept
Your
your
stuff
sense of
reminds
humor.
me of old. I have really. I've kept it at
11.
home during the show.
Good.
I like your stuff because it reminds me of old radio. It's like theater of the mind. Seriously, for a second, which is what the whole reason I'm in show business, because I had a radio when I was a little kid, and I used to sit around thinking, "This is great stuff," but it was all in my head.
So did we.
Yeah.
Only we got together with 3 others of us
Similar
just like that and said,
God.
did you used to listen to the Goon Show? Did you listen to old
Bob and
radio? What
Ray.
about all of those
How
detective
about Mr.
shows.
Keen, Tracer of a Lost Person?
Sure,
Remember
Jack
that?
Armstrong, Lone Ranger.
Lux Radio Theater.
Theater, oh.
Life of Riley, Lorenzo Jones and his
Henry
wife, Val.
Morgan.
Jack Benny
Oh,
Show.
Henry
Jack
Morgan.
Benny Show, Burns and Allen, Bob. Everybody, see, it's
Fred
funny.
Allen?
You just have to be our age, like in your late 30s, or you don't remember any of that stuff.
It was all
I don't
off
remember any
by
of that.
You don't remember that, do you?
What did you say?
Remember what
Who
stuff?
remembers anything
That
ever?
stuff, we don't
You know, we
remember.
were lucky because we got into the recording, making our records about the time that albums became important and singles became less important.
Yeah.
And it allowed us to take all those old radio techniques and kind of put them over into multi-track recording, which is really unique about us. So it's like we've tried to preserve the old radio stuff,
That's
but
why I like your
transferred it over to
Yeah.
albums, you know.
Very much.
Radio is very much a one microphone kind of technique, and when rock began to discover technology, why, you had 20 tracks, and so it gave you radio, but it gave you radio on a very complex, multi-level
Thick.
way.
I always think your material is thick. That's why you can listen to it as I have that same album for 11 years now, and still occasionally hear new things. Fortunately, I buy new needles rather than new records.
Is that what's sticking out of your arm over here?
No.
You know, one of the other ironic things about the making of the records, because it happened to us all in a surprising way. We met in Los Angeles. I'm from New York, a New York theater background, and we all kind of came together there. We were working in radio studios at CBS, Columbia Square, where they originally broadcast the Jack Benny Show, and I think
The Red Skelton Show.
the Red Skelton
was in
Show.
there.
Oh, that was fun.
And that's where we did our first record. A huge studio.
That's great.
And then they kept cutting the studios into smaller and smaller pieces as they put administrative offices into CBS. And the tape machines, which started with little tape like that, the tape got bigger and bigger and bigger, so that the studio became the machine. We could put track after track after track, and the space for it got smaller and smaller.
Well, those studios that we started working in CBS used to have audiences in them, too.
That's what I'm saying.
And of course, making records is totally private. Although the Firesign Theater has put out records and includes live performance as part of it. We mix it into our effect. The Fighting Clowns, a new album, part of it was recorded at the Roxy, a fine cabaret theater in Los Angeles, and then we mixed in studio material so that you get real live audience response and also the advantage of going back and being able to
When are you
overdub on
guys going to
24
make?
track.
What about a movie? When are you guys going to make a big hit movie?
We wrote a movie for MGM
I would
last
like
year.
that very much.
Well, we're working on it.
Yeah, we wrote an adaptation of the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey. After we got Homer's permission, we went to Greece, and he finally
you
gave
get the
in.
release form?
Yeah, we got the release form, but it's all Greek to me. I don't know.
No, I understand.
And we wrote that for MGM, and I don't think we're going to make it for MGM. We may make it for another studio. We have some other contacts. We were at Disney recently, and there are some other people talking to us about a film. It'll come. It'll come.
There hasn't been, you know, a comedy group that has gone into movies in many, many, many years. May have been the Three Stooges was the last one. they
Well,
had.
I'll tell you what's really helping us right now is Monty Python.
Yeah,
Their films over the past have made it a lot easier for American film producers to talk to us. It's amazing the access we suddenly have to the movie business. that we
As
didn't
soon as
have
we
5
started
years ago.
speaking with English accents, suddenly all the doors were opening to us. It was amazing. Also, Airplane has been very helpful.
The doors led to the
Very helpful.
alley.
Airplane was that kind of, kind of humor.
absolutely.
In case you're not familiar with Firesign Theater and you saw Airplane, that is the kind of humor that you do.
And that was directed by 2 gentlemen as well. So, I mean, there were many interesting steps made there. They're similar to the way we work.
Well, that's good. And you say now you claim that you're coming back to New York after this concert tonight at. Not a concert.
We claim we're coming back.
Claim?
Popular demand. We'll be back in the fall, probably.
Believe us.
Listen, you were here
We look honest.
about 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yes.
Didn't you say you were coming back then? Now,
Well, we're
it was
back, aren't we?
1976 or so when you were here.
What is
It's
time?
1981
We'll
now.
be back in the fall. And to get us
The
back
fall
in the
of
fall,
what year?
just write that address that's appearing under us right now and send a contribution to bring us
Peter,
back.
it says PTL across there.
PTL.
No, it's not going to get to us.
What does that PTL mean? I
It'll
see
pay
that.
the Lord.
Well, that's the
It's not
Pay the
pay
Lord
the
Club.
Bergman, it's pay the Lord.
Pay the
Listen,
Lord.
I want to thank you guys for being here.
You don't have to want to thank us, just thank us.
I
Live in the now, be active.
You're right.
Sensitive
Listen,
verbs.
speaking of, we have Ram Dass on the show next week.
Oh,
that
really?
not-
Has
is
he
that
gone
something to
back
eat?
now to wearing the suit?
No,
Is
it's-
he
I'm
going to temple again?
Big bowl of Ram Dass when I
Ram
leave
Dass
here.
will be here.
Ram Dass-
I've
did Ram Dass,
driven
you
all
know,
the
he's-
way from Norfolk and I haven't eaten a thing.
Isn't Ram Dass a kind of a dessert, a bearded
Thank you
dessert
for wearing
from
this.
Punjab?
This is
My
our old
pleasure.
1975 Midday Live T-shirt.
Look at that. What a plug, what a plug.
Yeah, hey, those
Sure
are the
is.
days. Which
Watch it,
one?
Joe. We're not even on 11:30
Which
anymore.
one's Boggs?
We're not live anymore.
No, well, it's all right.
With the one with the black nose. Boggs.
And where's the dog?
Yeah.
In the control room?
No, you know that dog is in the Navy now? He's in the Underwater Canine Corps. He's a frog dog.
That was Patton's dog.
Frog dog.
Frog dog.
Do they use them for catching enemy
guarding,
frogs?
guarding underwater installations.
Against frogs? They're dangerous, I know. Haig, if Haig knew about that, he'd be on television right now saying, don't worry about the frogs, I am in control.
Do we have any nuclear frog
Anyway, you will see the Firesign
No,
Theater
not
at
like the
some
Russians
point in your
nuclear
future,
frog
and I
killers,
thank all you
bastards.
guys.
Thank you
We'll be back
very
with
much.
Eli Wallach and Jackson after this.
Sure, promises, promises.
No, you'll see.